Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tiny Improvements Podcast, the space where we decode ideas, frameworks, and strategies to help you succeed in your professional and personal life. And today's episode is all about transforming how you write and communicate using the powerful method outlined in Barbara Minto's The Pyramid Principle. Here's a question to start us off. Have you ever felt like your writing, no matter how hard you try, just doesn't seem to land with your audience? Maybe your boss misunderstood your email, or a client skimmed your proposal and missed the most important part. If you've ever been in these situations, then stick around, because today we're diving deep into a system that can help you eliminate all the guesswork and write with clarity, precision, and impact. We'll explore why most writing fails to connect, what makes Minto's pyramid structure so revolutionary, and how you can use it in your daily work, whether that's emails, presentations, or even essays. And of course, I'll be sharing practical examples, tips, and insights along the way. So, grab a pen or just sit back and listen as we unpack the pyramid principle. Let's start with the problem Barbara Minto set out to solve. Why does so much writing, whether it's reports, memos, or presentations, feel unclear, time-consuming to read, and often frustrating? Minto argues that the problem isn't a lack of intelligence or effort. Most people simply write the way they think, disorganized. They brainstorm while writing, leading to what she calls conclusions last writing. That's when you save the key message for the end, expecting the reader to piece everything together along the way. Here's the core mismatch. Writers create conclusions after they've developed their ideas, but readers naturally want to see the conclusion first. Our brains are wired to look for patterns and structure. Without a clear starting point, readers expend unnecessary mental effort trying to figure out what's important. Imagine reading an email that says, "It's been a busy quarter with many projects running simultaneously. The team has worked hard, and we've seen some mixed results. Some campaigns underperformed, while others exceeded expectations. That said, I think we should continue with Strategy X." See the problem? By the time you get to the main point, continuing with Strategy X, you've already spent too much time deciphering the context. This is why Minto advocates for reversing the process. Start with the conclusion, then organize the supporting details beneath it. She calls this structure the pyramid. So what exactly is the pyramid principle? At its core, it's a way of organizing your ideas to make your message crystal clear. Picture a pyramid. The top, or peak, is your main conclusion. Beneath that, you have supporting arguments, and under each argument, you include data or evidence. It's a hierarchical system that ensures clarity and logical flow. For example, if you're pitching a project, your peak might be, "We should invest in Project A." Your first tier of supporting arguments could be, 1. It fills a gap in the market. 2. It leverages existing resources. And 3. It promises a high ROI. Then, for each argument, you add specific evidence, market data, cost analysis, and competitor research. The structure forces you to clarify your thinking before you start writing. Here's the golden rule. Always start with your conclusion. Why? Because it respects your reader's time and mental energy. When you give them the big picture up front, they can immediately understand the purpose of your communication and focus on the details that matter most. Let's revisit that earlier email example. Instead of saving the conclusion for the end, you could write, "We should continue with Strategy X because it's delivered a 20% increase in customer engagement this quarter, outperforming other approaches. Here's a breakdown of the results." It's concise, clear, and immediately tells the reader why they should care. Minto's approach aligns perfectly with how our brains work. Psychologists call this chunking, grouping related ideas into a single unit to make information easier to process and remember. The pyramid structure is essentially a blueprint for chunking. Another key feature of the pyramid is logical ordering. Minto outlines two primary ways to organize your supporting points, by action or by importance. Action order is best for step-by-step processes. For instance, first, we'll collect customer feedback. Next, we'll analyze the data. Finally, we'll implement changes based on the findings. On the other hand, importance order is ideal for persuasive writing. You start with your strongest argument to grab attention, then follow up with additional points. Whichever method you choose, the goal is to make the relationships between your ideas obvious so readers can follow your logic effortlessly. Minto suggests a brilliant technique for creating your pyramid. Pretend you're having a dialogue with a skeptical reader. Start with your conclusion and imagine them asking, "Why?" Your answers become your first tier of supporting points. If they ask further questions about those points, their answers form the second tier, and so on. This method ensures that your writing addresses potential objections and flows logically. For example, if your conclusion is, "We should implement remote work policies," a skeptical reader might ask, "Why?" You could respond with, 1. It increases productivity. 2. It reduces costs. And 3. It improves employee satisfaction. If they ask, "How does it increase productivity?" you'd cite studies or case examples as your second tier. Now that we've covered the theory, let's talk about how to apply the pyramid principle in everyday scenarios. Whether you're writing emails, preparing presentations, or drafting reports, this method can be a game changer. Let's start with something we all do daily: emails. Instead of writing a long-winded message, lead with the conclusion. For example, "I recommend we approve the marketing budget increase to 15% because it aligns with our growth targets." Follow this with a short paragraph of supporting details. The result? Your email is clear, direct, and easy to act on. Reports often suffer from the same problem. They bury the main point in a sea of details. Minto's solution is to start with an executive summary that states the conclusion and outlines the key points. Then, use the pyramid structure to organize the body of the report with clear headings that reflect your logical flow. For instance, a report on a new product launch could open with, "Product X has the potential to generate $2 million in annual revenue due to its unique features and market demand." The following sections would dive into market research, cost analysis, and competitor benchmarking. In presentations, the pyramid structure helps you keep your audience engaged. Begin with your key message, what you want them to remember, and use your slides to support that message with data, visuals, and examples. For example, "Our new marketing strategy will increase ROI by 30%. Here's how. 1. Improve targeting. 2. Enhanced content. 3. Optimize channels." Believe it or not, you can even use the pyramid principle in casual settings. Say you're convincing friends to try a new restaurant. Instead of listing all the details, start with, "We should go to restaurant X because it has amazing food, great ambiance, and affordable prices." It's a simple way to make your argument more persuasive. Of course, adopting this approach takes practice. Many of us are used to building up to our conclusions rather than leading with them. It can feel counterintuitive at first, but trust me, it's worth it. One tip is to plan your writing before you start. Use Minto's question and answer technique to map out your pyramid. This will help you clarify your ideas and avoid rambling. Over time, it'll become second nature. So that's the pyramid principle, a framework for organizing your ideas, communicating clearly, and respecting your audience's time. Whether you're writing a quick email or preparing a major report, this method can help you deliver your message with impact. Here's my challenge for you. Pick one piece of writing this week, a presentation, email, or even a personal blog, and apply the pyramid principle. Start with your conclusion, structure your ideas logically, and see how it changes the way people respond. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with a friend or colleague, and don't forget to subscribe to the Tiny Improvements podcast for more actionable insights. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.